Hey guys, so in today's vlog, I want to talk about how imagination creates different timelines, which then creates different futures for yourself, which is kind of the law of the abundance, like how to manifest, I guess. But I don't want to say how to manifest because it's overdone. So basically, okay, so let's get into it. So, what I realized today when I was in yoga, it was so crazy. So, I have been into sacred geometry for a really long time, and I know we are sacred geometry. We start from a molecule, we start from a cell, right? And then the cell, one cell turns into two, turns into three, turns into four. Then what happens is when we're here, we have this like auric field. And within this auric field, we all are the flower of life. So we have the energy of the flower of life. Every single one of us. Trees have their own flower of life. Little insects have their own flower of life. And I have been kind of pondering because we all want to manifest what we want, right? So I have been pondering like, so how do I turn this flower of life into the fruit of life so that whatever I want and need is here on this earth? How do I turn the flower of life, my own energy, and manifest things basically, right? And I thought of it in yoga this morning. Like, so what kind of came to me was we are the flower of life. We are here to manifest. We are here to create. And how do you create? Through your imagination. So your imagination still has the vibration of the flower of life, but it will only hold the vibration of the flower of life, which is a huge vibration, huge, loving vibration. It will only hold if you feel good, if you feel like you have it, because any sort of fear or low vibrational thought pattern will it decreases the energy. If you're not feeling loving, you're feeling fear, then you can't utilize sacred geometry to manifest. So if we are the flower of life and we use our brain, so how I visualize this is in yoga, around me, I just draw the flower of light, like around me and within me and extending outward. So I do that in my mind's eye. I also draw out the Merkaba in my mind's eye and the toroidal field that's from the heart. So I use the little tiny space in my heart where there is no duality. It's the only part in your body that contains absolutely no duality. I shift that space, bring it into the middle, and I expand my toroidal field. I think I'm saying that right, toroidal field. I expand my field, and as I do this, I've done this for years now, a few years, and as I do this, like I can feel the flower of life beating. So when I started feeling the flower of life beating, I was like, okay, something's happening. I don't know what it is, but I receive it. I receive it. That's when I realized it's woken up. The energy is alive in my flower of life, in my own chakras, in my meridians. My vital field is loving. It is alive. So the next thing that happened was when I began to connect with Source, it kind of started through the tree of life. So within the flower of life, I started connecting with Source through the different gateways, through tarot, by the way, because the major arcana in tarot are actually archetypes. So I started connecting with Source, who's at the top, it's Kether, through this flower, through the tree of life. And what I realized is once I got to Kokama, which is wisdom, and Kokama is yang energy, and it's right beside Keter, which is Source, and it's your first light. that was created by Source, and it's wisdom. It's organized by Binah, the yang energy of the tree of life, organized wisdom. So when I started connecting with Kokama, wisdom, and this area is the only area that has a energy through a crystal, which is ruby assigned to it. Keter, Source, is diamond. I actually began to feel like, okay, the ruby is here. And I started feeling like I had this ruby. And I'm like, okay. And this all happens in visions, right? In your mind's eye. I started feeling it. And as that ruby, it's been a couple months maybe, I have been connecting with Source in a different way, in a deeper way. My meditations, my yoga practice, it's just been deeper. The other thing I've been doing a lot is rooting and grounding myself. I found that if you're not fully grounded while you're manifesting or going up the tree of life, if you're only allowing the above chakras, manifestations just seem harder. Even if you're coming from love, they just seemed harder. But when I started really rooting myself and grounding myself through my practices, I began to connect with Source, and today I saw that, okay, the flower of life is we are the flower of life. Your imagination is what turns the flower into the fruit of life. And when you root yourself and ground yourself and connect yourself to Mother Nature, she brings it to you. You don't have to do a lot of work. In my last vlog, I said I've experienced miracles. I just experienced another one today. And these miracles are basically, I'm saying, easy manifestations. This shit has been easy now. And literally, I think the missing link to creating, so let's say imagination is your gateway to the fruit of life, to bring the money into your bank account. That is the fruit of life. We all want more money. We're the flower of life, so we are entitled to more money. It's ours. But through imagination and resonating with the vibration of the flower, and through love, through wisdom, and through connection with Source, because today I kind of realized, like, when I was communicating with Source in yoga, in my mind's eye, through Kokama, through the ruby, I communicated with the diamond, which is Source. I realized, like, you know the genie, the 3 wishes, your command, the genie in the bottle? That's Source. That is Source. And I guess I kind of realized that before, but today I felt it. And I realized it at a whole new level. So let's sum up this vlog. Once we're here in this physical body, mind, body, soul complex, once we are a mind, body, soul complex, we are the flower of life. Every tree you see, everything has their own vortex. From the tiny, smallest ladybug, she even has her own flower of life, okay? This flower of life, once you activate it and it starts beating, that is when your imaginations, what you've continuously visualized and imagined and felt good about, that's your flower of life, or that's your fruit of life. Sorry, I keep getting them mixed up. That becomes your fruit of life. And once you see this, that this is the fruit of life, and you're rooted and grounded, Mother Nature brings the right people, the right circumstances, and it's poof, here, with very little effort. And I can put my hand up and say, okay, I just did it. I actually did it 3 times over. And this reality shifting that you're hearing a lot about, creating timelines, you're creating those timelines. Those are going to be your fruit of life through imagination. Neville Goddard. I love that man. I love that man. Read his books. That guy has it. Anyways, I love you guys so much. I love sharing what I'm learning with you guys, and I hope that that helps. I really do. And give me some of your stories of how you see the fruit of life, from the flower to the fruit, from a single individual cell to double, to like, how do you see sacred geometry? Love you guys so much.